Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
You kind of got to be aware of who's around you, other drivers and stuff.
Beat truck drivers are looking out for you, so you should be looking out for them too to keep everyone safe on the roads. Crashes between beat trucks and cars happen every year in the Valley, sometimes with deadly consequences. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker takes us on a haul with a beat truck driver who says always stay focused on the road, but especially during harvest season.
See that van? He went around that truck and he just got shot right in front of him.
Jared Cluck says he's seen just about everything in his 15 years of hauling beats.
I know I had one car this morning by Moorhead High School that cut right in front of me and then stopped for a stoplight, and I just about ran,
It was that driver's lucky break this morning.
I was empty, thank goodness, so I was able to stop.
Moorhead traffic engineer John Atkins says drivers in our area need to share the road.
Give them a little extra room. Give them room to maneuver. So just in case they, if you have to slam on your brakes, is that going to give them enough room before they hit you?
We've been asked why routes go right through the middle of Moorhead and if it could damage the streets.
All of our roads are actually built to about 10-ton roads, so they can all handle the truck traffic that we have.
Atkins says beat trucks or any other truck, no matter what it's hauling, has the right to be on the road.
The roads are there for all users. To the naysayer who says, I just don't want the beats here, it's a public facility, and we can't limit access to a public facility without a darn good reason.
In Moorhead, Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
Cluck says the amount of beat trucks you see on the road will start to dwindle over the next several weeks. Brr, that pretty much sums up today's weather. Robert, how would you describe tonight's forecast?
Even burr, if that's a word. Temperatures today only getting into the 30s and 40s tonight. We're going to see some freezing temperatures across many areas, so if you do have some tender vegetation, make sure you're covering those plants or getting those potted plants indoors. Upper 30s right now in Devils Lake, Langdon, Bemidji, Detroit Lakes, and Wadena. Not much warmer in the rest of the area. 43 Fargo, also 43 Wahpeton, Grand Forks, Gwinner, and Roseau. Winds, there is a bit of a breeze out there that is creating wind chills into the 30s, even some upper 20s in a few locations. Those winds will slowly subside later on tonight. A lot of cloud cover. We'll start to lose a little bit of that as we head through the overnight hours. And underneath those clouds, we have seen a few sprinkles, maybe even a few flurries. Here in Fargo, though, I think we stayed dry. Temperatures right around 44 at 7 o'clock, 42 at 8 o'clock, and right around 40 at 9 o'clock. I mentioned the freezing temperatures real quick. I will show you the freeze warnings that's in effect for pretty much the entire area for overnight tonight. So again, protect those tender plants. We do have a bit of a warm up in that 7-day forecast. We'll detail that here in just a few minutes.
Sounds burr.
Exactly.
I love that. Yeah. Thanks, Robert. Remember, you can stay up to date on the weather conditions where you are anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team Weather app so you can get the latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store. Hurricane Matthew is battering Florida today after killing hundreds of people in Haiti on its destructive march north through the Caribbean. Almost 300 people were confirmed killed in Haiti. Unofficial death toll puts the number at over 800 people. Thousands were displaced after the storm flattened homes, uprooted trees, and inundated whole neighborhoods earlier in the week. The number has continued to creep up as more word gets out from the outlying areas of Haiti. The president of Haitian Red Cross in the Southwestern SUD department, one of the hardest hit areas in Haiti, said 238 people were killed there alone. The Haitian Red Cross has also said area shelters were short on water, food, medicine, and other supplies. The Detroit Lakes Police Department is asking for your help in identifying this man. He's a suspect in a stolen debit card case. If you have any information on his identity, you were asked to call Sergeant Strand at 218-846-3204. That number is on your screen. It's Friday, and it's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Jody Hollenquist is wanted for a parole violation after felony counts of assault, disorderly conduct, domestic assault, and fleeing police. Be sure to call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Hollenquist. 19-year-old David Grotberg from Fergus Falls was killed late last night after he was involved in a hit-and-run accident while he was riding his bike. It happened in Waco, Texas, and witnesses told police a car was driving at a high speed, hit Grotberg, and kept on driving. Grotberg's girlfriend was with him at the time of the crash, and she was not hurt. 2 people were killed when the helicopter crashed near Minneapolis Thursday evening. The chopper went down around 5:30 local time in a field in the Twin Cities suburb of Lino Lakes. Authorities originally had a difficult time identifying the 48-year-old pilot and his 47-year-old passenger because the crash site was a little more than a charred pile of wreckage. Witnesses say they saw the helicopter's blade stop turning before the aircraft went down. No one on the ground was hurt, and the cause of the crash is under investigation. The possibility of a school shooting is a parent's worst nightmare. However, at Crookston High School, they have added a new layer of security to keep firearms and ammunition out of the school and off school property. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us how Crookston has enlisted the help of a special trained dog.
Schools in Fargo and Grand Forks occasionally have police dogs search for drugs. It's hoped to act as a deterrent. But here at Crookston High School, they've contracted with Interquest Detection Canines. Company officials say their dogs can also find firearms, ammunition, and alcohol.
And those dogs happen to be trained in firearms or firearm detection. And so it wasn't a conscious thing, but I think it's an extra piece to what information the canines can provide us.
Sarah Fox of Interquest Detection Canines in Wadena says their company is growing by leaps and bounds.
I started out with no schools when I first started 14 years ago here, and I have over 100 school districts that utilize our service now.
Across northern Minnesota?
Northern Minnesota.
During a recent sweep of Crookston High School in the parking lot, an Interquest canine picked up on 2 empty shotgun shells in the back of a pickup. Students were given a reminder that no firearms or ammunition are allowed on school property.
They're hunters, and if there is something on property that shouldn't be, it's probably an oversight. But yes, you know, people want to know that we're taking necessary steps to provide safety for their kids.
Superintendent Bates won't say exactly how many, but he says students can expect several surprise visits by Interquest Detection Canines during the school year. In Crookston, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Interquest Detection Canines of Wadena services northern Minnesota, but it's part of a nationwide franchise operation. Some people have asked why North Dakota is still telling voters they should have an ID with them to vote in the general election when a federal judge struck down the state's voter ID law in August. Secretary of State Al Jaeger says the judge wanted the state to have a fail-safe provision. That's in case someone doesn't have an updated ID, such as a voter's affidavit. A voter's affidavit is a document the voter fills out swearing they are who they say they are and have lived in their precinct for at least 30 days. Jaeger still encourages people to come with one of the 4 IDs and says it will speed up the voting process. He adds people should make sure their current address is on their ID. We have a few channel moves to tell you about. Last night, Cable One made the switch. KXJB has moved from Channel 4 to 1004 to Channel 9 or 1009. KRDX will be added to Channel 4 or 1004. Customers with DVR or TiVo recordings will want to make sure that channel numbers are correct. Also, guide information may not be available until October 14th, so please know that these changes are on behalf of Cable One and not Valley News Live. It's an annual event that gives kids an exciting way to learn. The Moos, Use, and More event is tomorrow from 10 until 2. Livestock raised in the area will be under one roof, including swine, sheep, horses, and more. The NDSU Animal Sciences Department says last year nearly 1,500 people came out to the event, and they're encouraging parents to bring kids for the fun and education.
They get to watch some riding demonstrations. There's going to be wool spinning, all kinds of different things. And this is really the place to ask those questions that you may have about animal agriculture or about animals in general.
New this year, the first 500 people will enjoy a free breakfast. And we hope you'll join us this Saturday for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show. Alex Egan and Ryan Gellner will start our coverage at 1 p.m. as the Bison and the Bears kick off at 2 from Springfield, Missouri. The game will be on the KVLY station and KFYR Bison Network. Sports Director Beth Houle is en route right now and will bring you all the latest coverage right from the sideline. Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook so you can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just go ahead and search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. A local retailer is trying to cut back on coupons and instead might have you pay to get a discount. It's still ahead tonight.
We'll see some cloudy skies and a chance for a few sprinkles or maybe even some flurries primarily across the far northern valley tonight and early tomorrow. But as mentioned, we do have a warm up on that 7-day forecast. We'll detail that coming up right after this.